Hello dear audience. Today we are going to present the topic of renewable energy in Kazakhstan. To begin with, renewable energy is energy that is collected from renewable resources, which are naturally replenished on a human time scale, such as sunlight, wind, rain, tides waves, and geothermal heat. Renewable energy often provides energy in four important areas: electricity generation, air, water heating and cooling, transportation, and rural energy services. While many renewable energy projects are large-scale, renewable technologies are also suited to rural and remote areas and developing countries, where energy is often crucial in human development. As of 2015, worldwide, more than half of all new electricity capacity installed was renewable. Renewable energy resources exist over wide geographical areas, in contrast to other energy sources, which are concentrated in a limited number of countries. There is enormous potential for renewable energy in Kazakhstan, particularly from wind and small hydropower plants. The Republic of Kazakhstan has the potential to generate 10 times as much power as it currently needs from wind energy alone. In this presentation, we are going to discuss four particular types of green energy in Kazakhstan. Dinmukhamet will talk about solar energy, Banu wind energy, Aigerim will tell you about hydro energy, and Yel-Mukhtar will present you the bioenergy data.
The first type of renewable energy in Kazakhstan is solar power. Solar power is very suitable for Kazakhstan because there are areas with high insolation in Kazakhstan with 2020 hours to 3000 hours of sunlight per year. Areas are situated mostly in south of the state. Due to the fact that the market of solar batteries is new for Kazakhstan, it's quite difficult to correctly assess its volume. However, it's clear that the potential volume of the market is much bigger than its real current volume. There is a lot of work to do in this sphere yet, and there is a lot to show to consumers and adopters. Advantages of solar energy in Kazakhstan are that it doesn't need any water, therefore it's very useful for Kazakhstani deserts and semi-desert lands. Also, due to the high insolation of Kazakh territory, it's also good for getting energy from solar energy. Kazakhstan have 6 solar panel lands in Jambul region with 300 megawatts capacity of energy. It's called Burne Solar 1, and all of these solar panels are voltaic panels. Besides this, there is 2 megawatt solar voltaic panel in Kapchigay, which is situated near Almaty city. Also, Kazakhstan has solar panels in Karaganda, Aral, Kizlorda, Akmola, Astana, West Kazakhstan regions. Kazakhstan has huge plans regarding its renewable energy. The government plans to create 1.04 gigawatt of renewable energy capacity by 2020. This project will cover 28 solar energy projects with total capacity of 713.5 megawatts. Besides this, Kazakhstan is working on producing solar energy panels which meet international standards. Therefore, by importing these panels, Kazakhstan will benefit economically, and also it will fulfill its energetical need of its own territory. Energy that is generated from solar fields of Kazakhstan are going to be used by farms, farmlands, private and public sector, housing, and other places like industry and production.
And now I will talk about the wind power. Wind power is the use of airflow through wind turbines to provide the mechanical power to turn electric generators. Overall, in Kazakhstan, wind power has the potential to produce 25 times more energy in a year than Kazakhstan's current production from hydrocarbons. It is estimated that 10–15% of the land in Kazakhstan has average wind speeds of over 6 meters per second, making Kazakhstan prime for an increase in wind power. If we talk about the advantages and disadvantages about the wind power, First of all, wind power is cost effective, which means that land-based utility-scale wind is one of the lowest-priced energy sources available today, costing between 2 and 6 cents per kilowatt-hour, depending on the wind resource and the particular project financing. It is a clean fuel source, which means that wind energy doesn't pollute the air like power plants that rely on the combustion of fossil fuels such as coal or natural gas, which emit particulate matter, nitrogen oxide, or sulfur dioxide, causing human health problems and economic damages. Wind turbines do not produce atmospheric emissions that cause acid rain, smoke, or greenhouse gases. The second one is that wind is a domestic source of energy. The nation's wind supply is abundant, and over the past 10 years, cumulative wind power capacity in the United States increased an average of 30% per year, and wind now has the largest renewable generation capacity of all renewable in the United States. Finally, it is sustainable, which means that wind is actually a form of solar energy, and winds are caused by the heating of the atmosphere, by the sun, the rotation of the earth, and the earth's surface irregulators. What about the disadvantages? First one is that good wind sites are often located in remote locations, far from cities, where the electricity is needed. Another one is that turbines might cause noise and aesthetic pollutions. Also, for instance, wind resources development might not be the most profitable use of the land, because land suitable for wind turbine installation must compete with the alternative uses for the land, which might be more highly valued than electricity generation. The final one is that turbines might cause, as I have mentioned, noise and aesthetic pollutions, which means that wind power plants have relatively little impact on the environment compared to conventional power plants. Concerns exist over the noise produced by the turbine blades and visual impacts to the landscape.
Now let's talk about hydropower. According to Kazakhstan Country Commercial Guide, 12% of Kazakhstan's electricity is generated from hydropower. 65% of the hydropower mountain rivers are the resources in Kazakhstan, and they focused in Almaty regions. The WEC member committee reports that the main hydropower resources are located as well as in the eastern and southeastern regions of the country. So they are given 3 examples of hydropower dams in Kazakhstan. First one is located on the Irtysh River and Bukhtarma. It generates nearly 675 megawatts. The second one is located on the Ili River and Kapshagay. It generates approximately 364 megawatts. The last and producing the least amount of energy hydropower dam is located on the Sirdarya River and Shardara. It generates approximately 100 megawatts. So let's look closely at the hydropower dam located on the Lepsi River in Almaty. The annual gross power generation totals about 68 million kilowatt per hour. Over 4 billion tenge of private investments were spent on its construction. Electricity will be generated at the minimum water flow rate, which is very beneficial and essential for generating the electricity. The expansion of the network of hydropower plants will develop to reduce the power deficit in the region, and it will also contribute to the expansion of irrigated land area.
Bioenergy is a renewable energy created from natural biological sources. Many natural sources such as plants, animals, and their byproducts can be valuable resources. Modern technology makes landfills, so waste zones, potentially bioenergy resource. It can be used to be a sustainable power source, providing heat, gas, and fuel. Most bioenergy comes from forests, agriculture farms, and wastes. The feedstocks are grown by farms specifically for the use as an energy source. Common crops include starch or sugar-based plants like sugarcane or corn. To turn raw resources into energy, there are three processes: chemical, thermal, and biochemical. Chemical processing uses chemical agents to break down the natural source and convert it into liquid fuel. Corn ethanol, a fuel created from corn, is an example of chemical processing results. Thermal conversion uses heat to change the source into energy through combustion or gasification. Biochemical conversion uses bacteria or other organisms to convert the source, such as through composting or fermentation. Kazakhstan has a significant bioenergy resource. In this regard, as well as taking into account energy security and climate change in general, Kazakhstan has good chances of deploying bioenergy and obtaining corresponding benefits. Kazakhstan has 76.5 million hectares of agricultural land, 10 million hectares of forest, and 185 million hectares of steppe of grasslands, providing abundant biomass waste and residues, which have the potential to generate a range of bioenergy services. The plant was installed in 2011 by Karaman Ltd and Zorg Biogas with an aim of delivering 3 million kilowatt-hour of electricity annually. In general, it has been estimated that electricity generation potential in Kazakhstan from biomass is 35 billion kilowatt-hour per year, and heat generation potential is 44 million gigacalories per year.
Facts: renewable energy systems are rapidly becoming more efficient and cheaper. Their share of total energy consumption is increasing. Growth in consumption of coal and oil could end by 2020 due to increased uptake of renewable and natural gas. It can be concluded that every of four types of discussed renewable energy sources are beneficial for Kazakhstan energy production. In addition, these green energy sources are already in usage in our country. So that's all. Thank you very much for your attention.